What is up, everybody? It's Monday. It's my buddy Paul. We're out of Dakota. Wind's howling and it's cold. I mean, I don't know what day is today. But what day of the month is it? Shut up. Monday. I know Monday. What day of the month is it? I don't even know. 9th or 10th. Okay, yeah, it's the 10th. Today's the 10th. And it's about 55 degrees out, and I'm cold. I've been cold all morning, man. That wind was howling, and it's coming out of the southwest, oddly enough. Surface temp dropped about 2.5 degrees in the last 2 days. We've had this cold front on us for 2 days now. Came in yesterday. Only supposed to be high of the high 50s, low 60s today. Paul and I were talking about the cold front on the way out this morning. Most bass fishermen will attest, smallmouth and largemouth, that a bass will usually bite pretty good right through a cold front. Walleyes, on the other hand, typically they'll just go right into lockdown mode. So yesterday I fished the hammer harness all day. I did the video. I'll do more on it as the bite continues through the summer. We have plenty of good weeds in the lake already. I caught one walleye yesterday out of the 10 or 12 fish that I caught. Our very last fish of the day, Mr. Big Shot over here, woofed a big walleye on. I had switched him up. I fished a hammer harness all day, start to finish, 3 different colors. I started out with a purple, which was pretty good with that jigging leech on it. I did run a live worm for a couple times, but it didn't do any different. So I put the plastic back on, and we caught a bunch of pickerel today. It was all pickerel. Paul had a bass on that came up and jumped them off, and then right at the very end, he caught that nice, what was it, 19 3/4? 19 3/4, yeah. Nice big, thick walleye all the way up, big head on it. And that came on this. This is the Bass Pro Shops Cabela's version of an Erie Deary. That's that weight forward spinner. And then all I did was put a straight tail. This is a net bait drop shot minnow with a straight tail on it. Something to just give it a little bulk, but Paul casted this for about the last half hour, 45 minutes maybe.
It was the only hit that I got on it.
It was the only hit that he got on it, but it was a good one. So, these have been popular throughout the Great Lakes for years and years. I think people think they're too big to throw for our smaller walleyes. We were talking to Danny Diamond from, what's his Facebook group? Night of Lake Eyes. Danny was using that new Kalen's search bait, which is basically the same thing. It's a weight forward, not really a spinner, but it's got a propeller on it. And it's the same thing. It's got a slow death on the back, and you put a worm on it, or you put a plastic on it, and you chuck and retrieve it. It's the same kind of principle. That stayed pretty weedless for the most part. The hammer harnesses will stay pretty weedless. I fished. You had a blue one on.
I started with an orange.
Started with an orange. Had a pickerel on that. Had a couple on the blue. I started with purple, and that was probably my best color until I broke it. I kept lifting pickerel up by the weight instead of netting them. And Brian puts 20-pound, I believe Brian ties those with 20-pound fluorocarbon in B-hammer tackle. And I finally broke one after 10 pickerel on it. Instead of netting it, I tried to lift it up in, and he sent my nice purple blade flying. So I'll have to go over to the world headquarters of B-hammer tackle and start getting some more stuff, some more colors. And then I went back to the chartreuse one that I had yesterday, and that caught a few fish. I ended with a copper tape on a silver blade, which I liked. I had one bite on it, but that was it. So I only caught pickerel today, which we were talking. I mean, pickerel are like the bluefish of fresh water. Nobody wants to catch bluefish, so they don't want to eat them, and they're full of teeth. But I don't know. On a day when nothing else was really going where we were, I'd rather have the hook. You know, I'd rather set the hook than not.
That's right.
So.
You caught that.
Oh, I caught a big sunfish. I did catch a sunfish, sorry. Which he felt like he was something for real because he got down sideways in those weeds and I couldn't move him. But it's been fun these last 2 days. Like I say, even if it was nothing more than kind of getting me out of my funk and out of my little bit of a, you know, whatever, it just feels good to set the hook, you know, and no pressure. You're just in shallow water. As long as there's weeds there, you're okay. We had good coontail, a lot of eelgrass. Boy, you're picking eelgrass off almost every cast. That thin, stringy shit, pardon my French. But we did find some good cabbage and coontail, and it was fresh, green, new. And we were in, I'd say what, 11 to 13, 11, and most of the time the weeds were almost to the surface. There were some spots where they were scattered and they were 4 or 5 feet under the water, but mostly they were within a foot of the surface. Now, I'll be curious in this week, the rest of this week, so I think I'll do this all week. I'll be really curious to see if these same weed beds, when the weather changes, start producing walleyes, as opposed to just all of the other ones, all of the other species. I gotta think that those walleyes are there. How many walleyes watched our baits go over them today? You know, so we'll see. And we'll see what the week holds. I know today's supposed to be cruddy, tomorrow, and then by Wednesday it's supposed to straighten out. And it looks like it's going to be a good weekend, Father's Day weekend. Bass opens up this week, so that'll be interesting. I hope all you fathers get treated like kings all week. You know, people have their birthday month. I hope you guys all have your Father's Day week. And everybody gives you, if nothing else, a little space. A little time to catch your breath before you're lavished with gifts on Sunday morning. Listen, new fishing gear is always good gifts for fathers. You know, new fishing gear. Everybody needs a new rod. I don't know, or a lure. I mean, listen, nothing says I love you more than here's a new lure. You know, so all right, that'll do it for us today. 9 o'clock. We're almost back at the dock. Perfect. I can go get to work. Like I say, its surface temperature dropped a little bit, couple degrees. Not surprising with how these air temps cooled off. But all right, hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna try and fish in the morning. We'll see how much work I get out of my wife today on the job. See where we end up for tomorrow. She's gonna love that one. She's gonna love that one. All right, thanks everybody. Have a great day. Keep your tip up.